Angel Reese recognizes Caitlin Clark's greatness as one of the best in the most unusual way. This year's WNBA Draft class will be hard to top. It was the most watched ever and featured players destined for greatness, such as Rookie of the Year Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, who also showed off her talent by breaking several records. Kamilla Cardoso, Reese's teammate in Chicago, has the potential to be an all-star next year. Meanwhile, Brink, who led the league in blocks before her season-ending injury, has set the Sparks up for a bright future alongside Rickea Jackson. These 5 players are poised to dominate for years to come, with Clark undoubtedly standing out as the best among them. Angel Reese highlights Caitlin Clark. Rivals since their college days, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark often spark debate among their die-hard fans, who compare almost everything they do. However, both players have made it clear that they admire each other and believe that what happens on the court stays on the court. The latest example of their mutual respect came during Reese's podcast, unapologetically, when Funny Marco asked her, "Who do you think is the best three-point shooter in the WNBA?" Reese responded by naming Clark and Diana Taurasi, and with Marco's help, added Sabrina Ionescu to the list. You can watch it in her show at minute 540. Personally, I think it's between Clark and Ionescu. Many will remember that Sabrina competed against Stephen Curry in the NBA All-Star three-point contest last year and lost. Rumor has it that this year's contest will pit Clark against Klay Thompson. Back to Clark and Reese. The duo teamed up in this year's WNBA All-Star Game to defeat Team USA, which went on to win Olympic gold. During the event, Reese mentioned that she'd like to play alongside Clark again someday. Who wouldn't? While that scenario seems unlikely in the near future, it could happen in 7 to 10 years when both are out of their initial 4-year contracts with the Fever and Sky. They'll likely re-sign with their respective teams and become the highest-paid players in WNBA history. Both Clark and Reese have already begun training with their new head coaches in preparation for the upcoming season, which begins on May 16. With one season in the books and the experience they've gained, next year has the potential to be remarkable, assuming they can stay healthy. Much will depend on how much they adapt and learn under their new head coaches. Reese, in particular, is eager to make a statement after failing to finish the season and miss the playoffs with the Sky, while Clark led the Fever to the postseason, where they were swept by the Connecticut Sun. Interestingly, the former head coach of the Sun is now at the helm of the Fever. We'll get a chance to see Reese in action before Clark, as the next time Reese takes the court will be in Miami, where she currently resides, escaping the harsh Chicago winter. Starting in January, Reese will compete in the new 3x3 Winter Basketball League. Unrivaled, co-founded by WNBA stars Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier. The league recently announced its rosters and will run from January 17 through March 17, with all games played in Miami.